Christian Church. For those of you who don't know, I am the librarian here at the church. The library is always open. You can go up there and look. We have everything organized by sections if there's something you're specifically looking for. Today I'm going to continue reading from God's Discovery, How Science and Logic Reveal the Existence of God by Kevin Smith. And I wanted to read a section calling to light the Bible stories and if they're myths. It says, another area where the Bible is often challenged is where its critics claim it contains a large number of myths, is in the area of recorded miracles and supernatural events. To explain the miracles and events, these stories are often interpreted as metaphorical since they supposedly contradict scientific laws. The argument is often put forth that science could not possibly support such supernatural occurrences as the worldwide flood concerning Noah in the Old Testament book of Genesis, the parting of the Red Sea as the nation of Israel made their exodus from Egypt, the survival of 3 Hebrew men after being thrown into a fiery furnace by the Babylonian king, Jesus being born of a virgin, Jesus feeding thousands with just a few loaves and fishes that resulted in baskets filled with leftovers, Jesus restoring sight to a man blind from birth, and Jesus himself being raised from the dead after being tortured and then dying on a cross. These are all stories that everybody thinks there's no way. You know, if you don't have faith like we do, you wouldn't believe in it. You couldn't understand. And he goes on to say, if you cannot bring yourself to believe these and other miraculous stories actually occurred, and you deny or cannot believe in supernatural events occurring, I ask that you consider the argument put forth in the science section above. In the detailed science section, it was presented as to the impossibility of the life of anything on this earth to have spontaneously occurred by the chance of evolutionary process. And that just, if you weren't here for the previous sections that I explained, it's just macroevolution and science prove that there was a creator. There's no way that any of us could have been evolved from the little tiny little microorganisms and single cell organisms. It's just how fast we were created and how fast we became what we are. Science just proves that it wasn't possible without God. And I just wanted to read one last piece of it. It says, to state otherwise is to deny science and put in its place for one's convenience or comfort a level of faith in science which is quite extraordinary. And I like to continue to give you guys pieces of science proving God. As I've stated, I am a very fact-based person, and I used to believe in the theory of evolution. I used to believe in it, but I didn't know much about it. And after the Ken Ham seminar and actually reading God's Discovery, as Jeff told me, it takes a little bit to understand that there's a difference between microevolution, which is us evolving from the tiny little cell organisms, and macroevolution, which is us evolving from a specific species. So all the different types of dogs came from one dog just breeding, because that one dog had so much genetic diversity that it created all the other dogs. And it's the same for us. From Adam and Eve, they had amazing genetic diversity, and from them having kids and their kids having kids, it just created all of the different human beings that we have today. And that's just amazing. It's amazing that we are who we are and that we came from God.
Amen.